I've been popping bottles. I've been fucking models.
And we are...
Oh, it's 9:59. I guess we could do it a minute early.
Well, I think he just needs to start, maybe?
Oh, okay.
Because you're not feeding sound, correct?
I am not feeding it yet.
Yeah. Did they fuck? I thought it was in the cabinet. One of the two, either the one right above the sink or the one to the right of it. Yeah, that's what I thought too. They're not there. They're like in a plastic thing. Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
Hey everybody, welcome to a very special episode of Guys We Fucked. Corinne Fisher is looking for straws because we be wearing our lip gloss and it's mad cute and I don't want to fuck it up. And yeah, I think the straws are. Yeah, no, I know it because I used to use them all the time. We each need 2 straws, one for our White Claw and then one for liquid death.
Live on air looking for straws.
Yeah, you know.
We need a camera in the kitchen.
What's real is real.
That's right.
I swear there were straws. Yeah. Welcome, Corinne Fisher, live with Guys We Fucked. Sorry, guys. This is casual. We've been doing this for 10 years, so that you know how when you've had a job for 10 years, that's what we're doing right now. Have you had a job for 10 years? So we started the live stream. I'm in the kitchen, but I found this cool ass cup that I forgot that I got at the mall. What does it say? Oh, at our favorite store. I googled my symptoms. Turns out I'm a bitch. I laughed for 5 minutes in the store.
That was like when you had the what was the pizza shirt of I'm into fitness
pizza into my mouth.
Yeah.
I still have that shirt. It's an alligator that I got in New Orleans eating a pizza, and again I laughed in the shop in New Orleans for a solid 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, I have to purchase this now.
So funny.
I love a tea with a slogan.
It fucking brings me great
cup.
joy. It brings me great joy.
Yeah.
And this is, I love this woman because she is probably married to a successful man who provides for her, because she said, I'm going to
time to make that shit.
I'm going to stop at printing pithy sayings on sparkly paper, and I'm not going to go beyond that. And I love that for her.
Do you know what state we were in when we discovered this gem of a store?
Do you? I don't remember.
No, like Minneapolis or something like that. We were in a strip mall that was half empty, and then we came upon this store. I remember there was a antique thrift store in that, and that's where I got that rich George Carlin zine.
Oh, right, that was a good store.
Oh my God, that was one of my favorite finds. This store was pretty big size, I would say the size of like a small shoe store, and it was just this. It was just mugs. It was coffee mugs. It was beer glasses, and they all had witty sayings on it.
Magnets poorly printed.
Oh yeah,
I think I got one with
pixelated.
I think I got one with a Margaritaville quote, something on like a Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I'm a big fan of the Margaritaville brand.
Oh, 100%. Anybody who lives
really
in the
funny
South with a pool has a Margaritaville backyard.
He's the best. I mean, how could you not like Jimmy? I went to a Jimmy Buffett concert. It was so much fun.
You would go to a Jimmy Buffett concert.
It was great. I was like 22 and
going on 42. That's
wow.
That was Mike Coscarelli.
What a weird choice.
I am 22, going on 42.
We went down the place in Camden right by Philly, and we got just completely hammered on land sharks. And,
wow.
Yeah, it was great.
That screams I email Randy Newman from his website when I'm crying over a breakup through his songs.
I laughed about that Randy Newman thing
it's not out yet.
The whole way home. This is a teaser.
Until Friday.
This is a teaser to Friday's episode. I fell off my chair crying laughing.
Mike revealed something about himself that perhaps he regrets, but we'll never let him live it down.
2 words. First one's Randy, second one's Newman.
Got a friend in me.
Oh my God.
Got a friend in me.
Oh my God.
So we posted a video, a clip from the Sarah Weinshank and Kim Congdon episode about the ick. And I really enjoyed the comment section. in this, and I just wanted to read some of my favorite ones. Basically, if you haven't seen it, we were talking about like when you're dating somebody, and then there's just like a pivot where you're like, I'm not into you at all, and a lot of times it shows up in like the way, like Corinne said, the way he eats soup, or the way he looks at you, or like the way he breathes. Like if a partner's breathing bothers you, it's over.
It happens truly like in an instant. It can happen the same way you can fall in love at first sight. You can get the ick in a moment.
Yeah. A lot of times I override it for a while. But wait, it says, let me read some of these. One time a guy said he had to go potty.
Yeah, that's fuck. I saw that one.
Fuck.
That one, I agree with that person.
Go potty?
Grounds for divorce, I would actually say.
Go potty?
Yeah. I hate when adults act like children. As any non-pedophile should. Not to brag, but I fuck adults. So it's like has a little bit something about me.
What's that like?
So if a guy says something like, I got a pee, that's
yeah.
No dice.
No.
Say, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Completely fair.
Even say, I got to piss is better than that.
Yeah. I got to take a leak.
Yeah, that's better.
Guy drank a glass of milk at a restaurant for dinner. Psychotic.
Ugh.
Once dated a guy who absolutely gave me every ick on a romantic 3-night getaway. I fully planned and paid for. This is from a girl, of course. His behavior included burping in my face at a very fancy dinner in an igloo, and absolutely blowing out the bathroom and then leaving the door open so his scent wafted through the hotel. I don't want to smell your shit unless I have to use my bathroom after you've used it. I get that. It's fine. If there's matches, great. If there's not, okay. But my God, vacation?
No, on a first vacation together, you do
go to the lobby.
That's what my feature did that on the road, and I knew what she was doing, and I was like, Wendy, you don't have to do. Sorry, I'm like outing you, but I was like, you don't have to do it. I was like, you're amazing. You're an amazing person.
Great.
I was like, you don't have to do that. I was like, this just makes it seem like I'm a nightmare to like work with.
Or just be considerate.
She was like very sweet, but she also like told me what she was doing.
Aww.
I was like,
she's very sweet.
It's not, but the restroom is not just for headliners. I was like, you can poop too.
The restroom is only for headliners.
You're doing 20 minutes. You poop in the same fucking bathroom as me. We are
wow,
equals.
what a hero! What a hero! What a philanthropist! The biggest this woman said the biggest reason not to get married. Sometimes your husband gives you the ick, and then you have to work it out or get over it because you threw a party and invited the government.
God damn.
For me, this comment got a lot of flack. This is a guy saying this. For me, it exists when women have facial hair or stubble from where they tried to get rid of it. Dick goes to sleep immediately.
That didn't bother me at all because whatever gives you the ick gives you the ick. We're literally saying like unchangeable parts of their personality.
Right. And guys are like, I hate when she like farts or has like stubble. Like that's not what we're talking about, but okay.
But I mean,
men are visual. It's fine.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, well, I'm like ours are like impossible to change. Theirs are like a tweezer.
Yeah, truly
fixes it.
All I gotta do is go to a salon for 10 minutes and it's done.
Yeah.
But my point, like with him, and I was commenting back was, if a woman's stubble, I've seen a woman with a mustache and stubble that I'm like, and I wasn't even dating her, and I was like, okay, that's a choice. But if the stubble is giving you the ick, you don't like them that much in the first place. I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I had an ex.
That's hard.
I'm not gonna say who, but he had a flat ass. And I like really flat. And I was like, okay, whatever. And when I was so in love with him for like so long that I was like, I love that about him. And then when it turned, I was like, and he's a fucking flat ass. And it's like, you know, all the qualities that you're like, you know what, that's cute and quirky. They become the devil's qualities.
I think that what he was kind of saying is like if you sign up for no mustache and then they get lazy
and she grows it out
and you get stash.
It's hard to keep up sometimes.
It is, and I agree, but it's also like I do think people let things go, and it's not just aesthetically, like personality wise, consideration wise in relationships. So to me, I didn't find that offensive.
Yeah,
because I mean, like it's not saying like, you know, like if a man, a singular man doesn't find like body hair or whatever attractive, like that's his thing. Like
yeah.
Like this like notion that we have to like things.
Yeah, you don't. You just simply don't.
Like like it's just like, I don't want to date an ugly person like that. Is that rude? Yeah.
It's your preference.
But my preference is to date an attractive person. I mean, like,
yeah.
So
he's so unique.
Yeah, I mean, I think you.
I don't want to date an Uggo either.
Listen, there's so
but
little.
also, Uggo's in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, there's so little that they're bringing to the table.
I know. Give me a hot face.
Give me a hot something.
One woman said he called my tits boobers.
Yikes.
Boobers?
Actually, that wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, it would bother me.
I would think that was funny.
I once dumped a guy for grabbing my arse and honking. And also, men wearing the little weightlifting gloves at the gym really gives me the ick, too. Your hands aren't that delicate.
That gives me the ick, too. I agree with that. Yeah.
But sometimes you get calluses.
Well, you're a woman, though.
Oh, okay.
No, we get calluses, too, from weightlifting.
Yeah, but I like when you have a callus. Fucking hit me with that,
that's
Mike.
manly.
Hit me with that callus.
Slap me in the face with your callus. Ew.
I love that. Like, like if you have if you're like fucking a guitarist or something and they have the calluses all over their finger from the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Hot.
Most people I fucked have had that. Maybe that's my type. Let me see your hands.
Calloused fingers.
Calloused
hands. Yeah. Oh,
How are you doing, Corinne?
I'm doing great. Just bleeding right into my underwear. It's period underwear. It's not just regular underwear.
Well, thank goodness.
Free bleed, bitch.
We save that for home. Yeah, no, just bleeding right into it. It's Alfred's birthday today, everyone. Go wish him a happy birthday on my Instagram.
Oh, man, that's so sweet.
We ate McDonald's together as a birthday celebration because I've noticed basically, you know what? This is a pet peeve I have. People only feed their dog McDonald's the day before they're going to put it down. And I really have a problem with this.
Stand up for your rights, Corinne.
McDonald's.
Speak your truth.
McDonald's doesn't deserve that. So now when I think of dogs in McDonald's, I think of a dog eating a number 2 meal the day before it goes to heaven, okay? Right. And that's not necessary. Yes, obviously your dog shouldn't be eating McDonald's on the regular, but Alfred does enjoy a couple of French fries and a plain vanilla soft serve. And so I got that for him today because it was fucking raining and I got him a new werewolf toy and he really liked it.
That's sweet.
And then I rubbed his belly because I was like, I'm trying to not have diarrhea all over my apartment.
Do you think you're gonna come home to some
water
poops?
Got it. Oh, I mean, well,
Is he still pooping in the bed?
He sharted on me on the way home from Thanksgiving. I forgot to share this on this. So we're driving home. So my grandmother.
Did you hear it?
My grandmother lives in a historical old people's village right outside Atlantic City.
This is so fun. Every element of the story is great.
And I don't know if I've shared this on air, but my grandma is neighbors with Jim Norton's parents, and I think that's very cute. What are the chances that 2 comedians' relatives share space in the same old person's village?
It was written in the stars.
Serendipitous.
That's pretty cute, and they're friends. Okay.
That's so cute.
Yeah, they hit it off. And so, we got in the car, we're driving home, and all of a sudden, the windows are closed, we have the heat on low. I go, it smells like shit. And my mom just turns to me without missing a beat, and she goes, that's why people don't like New Jersey. Swoosh. And then I go, funny, Ma. But, you know what? But then I'm like, no, I think this smells like, and I was like, Alfred, did you fart? And then I'm like, oh, man, that was a bad fart, Alfred. And then I was like, oh, whatever. He, had some, like, sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving. I was like, maybe it didn't sit well, so I was rubbing his belly. And then I get out of the car and I go into the house and then I go, oh, it smells like shit because there's shit all over my vintage George, Tammy Wynette and George Jones t-shirt.
Oh.
Then I got in Texas.
Damn.
It's okay. It was a black shirt. Poop is actually easy to get out. Fun fact.
That's what they say.
Yeah, it's easy. Poop, blood. This is all easy stuff to get out. And then I got it out. But then I got back to my apartment in New York, and I also saw that there was shit all over the sleeve of my Rent the Runway white jacket.
Oh, that's not good.
And I had worn it out to a show. So comedians are so fucking disgusting and smelly that I wore a coat with poop on it into a comedy club.
Everyone's like,
and
nothing weird here.
No one noticed anything.
Wow.
A smear of
vulgar
shit.
You know what I would hate? I would hate to be the bitch who worked at Rent the Runway who had to receive the returns.
Oh, I was so glad I found it before
Did you wash it?
Well, it was like it's like pleathery, so I wiped it. Yeah. But I cleaned it off, and I was like, oh my god, I would have known, but I would have felt terrible if I sent shit back.
Have you ever returned something to Rent the Runway with a period stain on it?
No, Christina.
Good, because that would be awful.
Have you?
Well, because it was dry clean. It was a dry clean, and I'm not gonna wash it and ruin it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, so you could have dry cleaned it, but
they could have dry cleaned
that
it.
$10 is not included.
I don't know. Listen, you work in retail long enough, you see everything. Because there were definitely
Did you work in retail?
I was primarily like my job from like 17 to 20.
Yeah, me too, but shoes only. So I
worked at Forever 21. What a hellhole. What retail did you work for?
I worked at Abercrombie, and I worked at
yummy.
Yeah, you could see Mike in Abercrombie.
Yeah.
I worked at Victoria's Secret, and I worked.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, we both worked at Victoria's Secret.
Wait.
Yeah.
You worked at Victoria's Secret.
Stock boy, right?
Yeah, I was a stock boy.
Yeah, okay.
The men have to go in the back.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to see no man
No.
stocking bras.
No.
I'm gonna leave. Turn right round.
Yeah, I had the early shift, like 6 a.m.
I know a lot of guys actually who worked at Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
Did you like handling the bras? Like, did you like handle them?
That was
probably,
like it? That was the worst job I had.
I agree, but Victoria's Secret is the worst company
I
worked for too.
No, to everybody I know who's worked there, awful experience.
I can never shop there again.
But what they used to do was they had the bra. I was 20, so I had no experience at that time doing anything with.
Can I work
bras.
at the titty store?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, literally. I did it as a joke. I was trying to get
good one. You really got everyone. Ashton Kutcher over here.
Wow. Bring your old Louis C.K.
I was with a friend at that time. We were looking for more jobs.
He said, "Watch this. I'm gonna apply for a job, get it, and then fucking work there."
we were like,
"That's crazy, bro."
We were like, "Let's see."
Got him.
We were like, "Let's see if they even give us an application." And I was like, I walked in there and I was amazed. They were like, "Oh yeah, here, take an application."
Out jobs.
Yeah.
Like a corporation.
Yeah.
Like somebody wanted to hire a guy.
No, it was just like, I don't know. I thought that I didn't have a whole lot of confidence at that time with women. So I was like this, like.
No better way to build it up in the back stock room of a Victoria's Secret in a mall.
Also, no one hot shops at Victoria's Secret, which I learned while working at Victoria's Secret.
Hot shops? What do you mean?
No one hot shops at Victoria's Secret.
No one hot.
You were as a kid. You like as a teen.
Victoria's Secret's good for 34 double Ds. They got the best 34 double D bras
really?
I've ever experienced. Unfortunately, yeah.
I would think that there would be like a brand that was like specific for big titties. I guess.
Nah.
No.
The Victoria's Secret, bar none, so good for bigger titties.
I just use Band-Aid.
Who are you, Mike, trying to apply for a job?
They used to give you time limits on the boxes. The boxes would come in off the truck, and they would say, "This is what's in this box, and this should take you 35 minutes to put away." But if you didn't put it away in 35 minutes, you still had to get the box done. So I ended up.
They play the Tetris theme song as you were doing it.
It was such a stupid system.
They're awful there.
Yeah, and
They literally told us you have to wear a full face of makeup and have your nails done. You ugly whore.
You had to have your nails done? Mm-hmm. Fucking pay me better, Victoria's Secret.
Oh, I know.
Oh my god,
Brutal.
I know.
Terrible place to work.
And if your toes were out, they had to be painted too. No bare
toes.
What?
This is one of the reasons why when the guys were making comments on the ick video about like physical stuff, I'm like, all right, yes, I get it, but also fuck you, because you've never been told by your employer, hey, can you paint over that a little bit more because you look sick.
Oh, I've had so many employers tell me to wear makeup.
Oh my god, me too. And I'm like, the worst is when you're like, I am wearing makeup. I guess I'll wear more tomorrow. And like, I guess you should wear more tomorrow. And you're like, okay.
Multiple employers told me to wear makeup.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Which ones? Like, you don't have to name names, but like, what kind of establishment?
Well, Victoria's Secret, the spa that I worked at. The management company didn't directly say that, but a little wink. A little wink.
Like, ooh. Barefaced look, huh?
It's a suggestion.
Yeah, it wasn't so much that they said anything when I wasn't wearing makeup, but they would just make too big of a deal when I was.
Yeah.
Actually,
if you're gonna say something, do it that way.
I feel like that was more hurtful. Like, because when you walk in with makeup and people are falling off their chairs, that's not good. That's not good.
Is that a Victoria's Secret? Oh, it's Corinne. Okay, sorry, I just got discombobulated.
Yeah, I used to get ready for like stand-up shows in the spa changing room, which was great because like, you literally could shower. I mean, it was the perfect place to work when you had to go from a day to a night look. And I remember there was a woman who was getting ready who had went to the spa for a spa day. I was doing my makeup next to her, and so she watched me transform to, I guess, the grizzly troll that I am, to the smoke and mirrors magician that you see before you here today. Penn and Teller came in and with a box.
I thought you were Danny DeVito, but are you Adriana Lima?
And she was literally like, "How did you do it?"
It was like she was watching Jesus turn water into wine, but you just put on makeup. That is fucking insulting.
Yes. We do have a comment here on the feed.
What is that? Is it a good one?
It is a good one from Freddie. He wants to send in his ick. His ick moment, a girl I thought was pretty sneezed and a big booger was stuck on her face. We weren't dating, but then I didn't want to.
You know what? But tell the bitch she got a booger.
Like, it's not her fault, but I can
know.
see how that just, like, that
it's gross.
It flips a switch.
It's gross. It does flip a switch.
It's human, but it flips a switch.
Especially when you're not in love with them yet.
Yeah.
That is such a delicate time.
Yeah.
That is the most delicate time in a relationship ever. When you're not in love, anything they do is grounds for almost, right?
Yeah.
I'm like that, and I think it's a woman thing, but a guy.
No, it's not just a woman thing.
We're so unforgiving, but then when we're in love, it's like, never leave me or I'll kill myself.
Wait, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna step back and say it's reversed for me. Because like when I have a goal, there's no stopping me. So like you could do weird shit, but then once we're in a relationship, it's a ticking time bomb because I'm getting tired of you.
Ooh,
it's like when the witch flips the hourglass and she's like, "You gotta be back by then." Everyone die. I forgot the line. That's what it's like.
What movie are we?
What was that from?
Witches of Waverly Place.
No, The Wizard of Oz. You know, she has the hourglass and she's like, "I'll be back by then," or whatever.
Pretty.
You know, I'm paraphrasing here. You guys know The Wizard of Oz. Hello, I'm not the crazy one here.
One thing I wanted to say to like, you know, here at Guys We Fucked, we really want to like give back to society by making men better, by making women better, encouraging introspection. One thing I've noticed in my goings out recently is because your girl wears some lip gloss. Your girl wears some lipstick when she goes out.
Yeah,
I realize the older I get, the less I check how my makeup's doing. You know, when I was 22, I was like, I bought all the backup makeup was in my purse. Every time I go to the bathroom, like, make sure, you know. But now I forget and I don't care. But there's been so many instances lately where I've had like a smudge and guys don't say anything.
Oh, I was like, I tell you.
Right. Which I appreciate.
I told you during live
women
shows, like, because microphones are always doing it. I'll be like,
because it's not embarrassing. It's just like obviously, if I knew, I'd fix it.
Every time I get off without a country because I do it alone, I just have lipstick all over my chin.
Right.
I go, oh, I'm sorry. I thought there two producers.
No allies?
Tell me?
Are there no
Two
allies in the
producers couldn't
studio?
Tell me.
Zero allies?
So
cool.
how bad is the smudge when the smudge happens?
Bad.
It's like the Joker.
When I put on my makeup, it like especially the lipstick, like the matte lip, it looks good.
Yeah.
But if there's a smudge, I want to know. And there was 2 instances in the last week where a woman I didn't know was like, "Oh, hey, your lipstick," and I was like, "Oh, thanks, girl." You know, because I'm not gonna fucking look at myself every 10 minutes. I don't want to do that. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
But like, I realized, you know, I was frustrated by myself in my apartment. Like, why don't men say anything? I'm like, well, maybe they don't have the tools, right? Like, they don't know what to say. So I don't know. Like, to me, I'm just like, hey, your lipstick smudged.
No, I don't.
It's something as simple as that.
I love that we call that a tool.
Yeah.
You know, men being a basic fucking person. Okay.
I don't think.
Decent
I'm
human
not telling you
being.
next time your dick's out.
I would tell you.
Your dick's out.
I would tell you.
Yeah, because probably it's like on us. It's resting on my
like,
thigh.
can you put your dick away, please? Thank you.
I just don't think men think about a lot of those things unless they have sort of like a feminine upbringing.
You know the lipstick shouldn't be on the chin, though, right? Can we start there? You know that.
I just think that. I mean, I know
maybe
all
Lady
that stuff.
Gaga's doing it this week.
Right,
but men are such
know.
visual creatures. There's no way you don't notice.
But I don't know. I think that
I don't think they care sometimes. I remember the first time I kissed Corn Guy, or Corn Guy kissed me. We had come back from a big walk, and I had like a big pussy zit on my cheek. And there was the kind that you can't cover. No hairstyle, no makeup, nothing. It was just oozing. But like he was traveling back and forth from LA. So it's like either you go, it was like so bad that I almost didn't want to leave, but it's like either you see him tonight or you don't see him for maybe months because we weren't official yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, guess we're just gotta believe in my personality.
Me
and this bus are just going out tonight.
Wow.
And then we walked literally like, 120 blocks.
Right.
We used to do these romantic walks, which I guess is what you do when you used to be
don't do drugs anymore. Let's just walk for 8 hours to get my mind off of not doing smack.
It's a lot of walking. Hey, it works.
Do we want another ick moment here?
And then he just kissed me, and I was like, you noticed that zit, right? And he was like, yeah.
All right.
Oh, nice.
I was like, okay.
Hell yeah.
This one is from Bridget O'Neill on the chat. Ick moment. Went on a spontaneous weekend trip with a new fling. I walked in on him in the gym running on a treadmill. He was mouth breathing and his glasses were foggy from sweat. And that was that.
Oh, that was the ick, huh?
Yeah, that was
That's
the
me. Said didn't like you. That wouldn't. Yeah, that wouldn't bother me.
That
but
wouldn't bother me.
I do understand. Like certain people have things that like one thing in a certain category, like they're done. Like they're like nope, and it just doesn't bother me.
If it looked like he was like struggling too much through the workout, maybe.
Yeah,
honestly,
I could see that.
Yeah, that's like I feel like the gym is such a weird place to, especially meet a woman. But like, there's
guys lift weights and they're like, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it.
I don't know. I'm a
you like fucking.
I'm not into gym guys at all.
Yeah,
like, I want you to go to the gym, but I don't want to know about it.
When there was the hot guy moved out of my building, but when he was there, he did. He's moved on. He's dating his co-star, but
who's looking?
Me. But I knew what time he worked out, and I would wear. Oh boy, I would show up looking like fucking Borat in that fucking green thong thing. Like I would wear the skankiest outfits, and I would just bend over and I would make and I was like, this is great. And I would have my headphones in, and I wouldn't look at them because I'm like, I don't want to know if you're looking at me. I just want to fantasize that you are.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But you're confident in your how your body looks.
Right? Yeah,
right?
goddamn right.
That's the thing. I think if you have any
you're
kind
not
of
confident in your body.
I mean, I go back and forth. I have moments where I am, but I never think that women are looking at my body. I don't think that's like
they're
my
looking
selling
into your
point.
soul.
It has to.
Yeah,
I feel like for women to be like looking at your body, you have to have like a fucking like it has to be extreme.
Right.
Whereas men,
I'm always looking at the face.
men are just looking at
butts
whatever.
and boobs
Right.
and
Men are
and
looking
vaginas.
literally at whatever.
Yeah.
Men looked at me when I was 30 pounds heavier. They look at me now. It really seems to be not a big change.
We will be taking calls and texts soon, guys. And
When
if
we're done with what we need to do.
yeah, let's get our stuff out of the way.
When we're done with what we need to do.
917-300. Oh wait, someone just stopped calling. 917-300-0833. We will get to the call, so keep fucking calling.
Yep.
Another thing I wanted to say. My sexual attraction to Eminem will never go away.
It's so funny. I was just watching a clip from 8 Mile.
I want to the way like like I know a lot of lusty guys that like a fucking 9 walks by and they just drop their baby and they just like oh God. I'm like that with Eminem. Oh my God.
I can see it.
When he walks by you, you just
no. When I see him on television or when I hear his music or when
he walks by you, like that's an everyday occurrence.
If he walked by me, I would be arrested.
He
walked by me, I would be arrested.
I know. Oh my God, I can't believe Eminem is
I honestly
50.
thought he would have been older than that.
He looks so fucking good.
Wait, is he on Instagram?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
I'm like, what's Eminem up to these days?
He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, I got so horny when you said indicted, and then I was like, inducted?
Sorry, I'm gonna go down a level and say inducted into a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, I didn't know Eminem came out of the closet.
Finally, he's Corinne's type.
Indicted, I was like, Mer?
And his speech, and then he rapped, and I was like, oh my God. You could whisper into my clit, and I would have 8 orgasms. I am so attracted to that man.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I'm not, I've never met anybody like that's his type, like a white dude that's like fucking hard and can rap. I've met a couple, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's him.
Oh,
it's specifically Eminem.
You met Dylan.
That's really funny. Oh, we got a jokester. Can't bleep that. Can't bleep that out, girls. Live as hell.
Live.
It's live as hell.
You should have been nicer to me yesterday. Okay. Moving on. That's really
oh my God. I fantasize about that guy. I can master. He's my spank bank.
Yeah.
I have like a couple personal memories that are in my spank bank that are just chef's kiss. But like Eminem, I've never been so attracted to somebody. Maybe Jason Momoa, but not even.
Not even. I vote Eminem way over
Jason Momoa. What?
I said they're just opposite ends of the spectrum.
For sure. But Jason Momoa, he's so hot. But Eminem, I know, I'm so horny. Yeah, Eminem is.
Well, I follow like a bunch of like Brittany Murphy like memoriam accounts.
Hot.
Hey,
Jersey girl.
I love her, and I just watched a clip from 8 Mile the other day, and it like listed other people that were up for that role. One of them was Alicia Silverstone, and I was trying to find out who else was up for that role in 8 Mile.
They made a good choice with Brittany.
Oh, Brittany Murphy is perfect because she can play a bit trashy.
Yeah,
like you needed her to be a little trashy,
Jersey
bring a little
girl.
bit of that Thai energy that she has in Clueless, but she had to be charming and like all the things, and I was like, oh, just like she's so perfect for that role. beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
Oh my God.
If I got cast, I could never do. I wouldn't take the role if I got cast to play Eminem's love. Wait,
I was gonna say, I was like, we should cast him in something.
We should cast him. Oh my God! When the show gets big,
again,
and
I think
we win
he's
Emmys.
like, I was like, I think he's too famous for the start, but yeah.
Well, when we build our reputation with the network and our audience,
but also like I was watching another sitcom that another
fall over
comedian did that was like on Netflix, and Dennis Quaid was in it, and so I was like, he's a pretty big Like when I think Dennis Quaid, I don't think like sitcom,
right?
I think higher level.
He's
so
a movie star, yeah.
So I was like pretty impressed that Dennis Quaid was in it.
Sitcom is very similar to live theater, so he's an actor. So that would make sense.
So if you wanted to actor,
because Eminem's really good at acting.
So because my plan is I go, oh, is Louis Capaldi acting now? Oh, you are today. You are in this scene.
We're gonna get a television show so we can cast all the men that we are very sexually attracted to, and we'll be very respectful. But like if they're single and interested.
Louis Capaldi gets the
I'm not
script.
saying I'm not going to think about it.
It goes, Louis Capaldi walks in, drops trowel and says, Corinne, fuck me now. Is this a network TV
Who wrote
show?
that? Kristen, did you write
Is
that?
this a network TV show?
Oh my God, Fox is so edgy. Married with Children and now this?
Oh my God, I love Married with Children.
Should we take a call?
I guess.
I would say yeah.
Press 1 to start the call or 2 to decline. The call will start at the beep.
Hi, hello, you're live with Guys We Fucked. What's your name and what can we do you for?
Yep,
you lost your chance.
That's quick.
Yeah, wow.
One down.
Cat got your tongue? Cat got your tongue. Dennis Quaid, I used to think he was attractive.
He's cute.
Oh, he's still very handsome.
Yeah, he's handsome.
Whoa.
Handsome.
I don't think so anymore. Okay, here we go.
Press 1 to start the call or 2 to decline. Press 1 to start the call or 2 to decline. Press 1 to start.
Okay, I get. All right, lady. All right, lady.
Oh my God.
Hello, hi. You're live on Guys We Fucked. What can we do you for?
Hi, it's my birthday. Same birthday as Alfred, so I was excited about that.
I was going to be like, you better fucking acknowledge that.
Thank you.
Oh, happy birthday.
How old are you?
I just turned 31.
Yes, girl. Welcome to your 30s. They're the best decade yet. I have to say that or else I'll want to kill myself.
Excited.
Yeah.
I'm still up to some reckless, dumb bitch activities, so I figured I would tell y'all about my weekend.
Let's go.
I went on a first date, and we went in the hot tub, went to his place, and, did Molly, and had sex several times.
Cool.
And I told him I was, not looking for anything serious, and then...
I think he got that from the Molly in the hot tub.
Yeah. You didn't have to say it, but yeah.
Yeah. So now I like him, and so I want to reverse that.
Yeah.
Do you actually like him, or exactly, or was it just the Molly talking? Because I was signing people for record deals when I was on Molly. I don't have a record company.
Apartment.
He has a nice apartment.
Oh yes, classic signs of love.
Yeah, so I like his apartment. Yeah, and the Molly.
Okay, so these are not attributes that have anything to do with him yet.
What a call.
What's he like?
I actually really like him. He seemed really introspective.
Again,
37,
Molly.
So he's a little older.
He seems introspective. He was
Molly.
quiet.
Okay.
He kept looking up at the stars and saying we were all
his
one. Sorry.
Yeah, now I like him because he isn't messaging me. Maybe is what it is.
Oh, just really introspecting there.
Maybe he's thinking about how much he likes
Yeah.
it. So what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm feeling to really see the meat of this issue. It seems like you fucked a guy on a first date and then he didn't call you and then you're in love.
It's exactly the same.
That's how we do it. It's the magic spell.
So did you text him and he never responded, or he just stopped talking to you?
No, he responded and was like, "Yeah, we can hang out again."
Did he say it in that tone?
Plans.
Was that the tone that?
That's the tone I gave it.
It was a text, so you can't really.
But you can. But you can.
Yeah.
You can give a tone.
How?
You gotta tap in. You gotta tap in.
This bitch knows if a guy's gay with one photo, knows the tone of a text with no fonts, no italics.
Let me show you my party tricks. Show me a photo of your
God.
family, and I'll tell you. I'll out everyone.
What does he do for a living?
He's a firefighter.
Oh.
Oh, Christina. Buzzword for Krystyna.
I get that. All right. I don't think you're a dumb bitch anymore.
Yeah, we sat outside in Krystyna's car outside my apartment and just fucking ogled firefighters earlier today.
Don't ask him about his political views and you're good.
That's true. Or about women's rights, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I have a feeling about the political
Or
views.
math.
So he responded, "Yeah, let's hang out again," and then you haven't heard from him?
Yeah, not really. I mean, and it is my birthday. He kind of might know it's my birthday.
How would he know? How would he know that, my friend? How would he know that it's your birthday?
I mean, in the first 30 seconds of meeting him, I mentioned that my birthday was like this coming Wednesday.
What a
but
chick
like,
move.
I probably forgot.
But then you
He
did
forgot.
Molly and had sex. There's no way he remembers. And also, he's a firefighter, so there's not that much space.
A lot of smoke in that noggin.
Yeah, a lot of smoke. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I've had boyfriends for years that I was like, yeah, it's a 50-50 if they remember it's my birthday. That's just not I gotta be honest, that's like not what I would call a man quality. So I don't think he knows. So I wouldn't take it personally that he didn't wish you a happy birthday. Like, I just don't think he knows it's your birthday, quite honestly. And also for him, like, going out of his way to wish you a happy birthday, if he is not intent on being serious with you, feels too serious, I think. You've had one date.
True. So I'm wondering, if we do go out again, how can I walk back my statement that I'm not looking for anything serious?
You don't do
You
it now.
did by doing Molly. Wait, so you are looking for, right, okay. Well, don't do drugs on the date.
Yeah.
And have it be like a sit-down dinner and talk about, like, are you looking for a relationship and what do you like about being in a relationship? Like, ask getting to know you questions as if you're both, like, you know, on Match.com or whatever the fuck.
Okay, that makes sense.
If a guy really likes you and wants to pursue something serious, I don't think the fact that you said you don't want anything serious would deter him. I don't even think men honestly really believe us when we say that.
In one ear out the other. I don't believe men when they say that to me. So, you know, to each your own.
Yeah, I mean, I think women take when a man says that to a woman, we take it as a challenge, and when a woman says that to a man just thinks she says that to everybody.
Yeah.
A man just thinks me neither.
Huh?
So if he wanted to, like, he will, and I'll find out.
Yeah, if a guy wants to see you again, he'll make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can make one more forward attempt to hang out again, but then if he doesn't kind of take initiative after that, I mean, I don't know. It probably is a no from him, dog.
No.
Okay.
I'll say that till I'm dead.
much.
It's so funny.
Thanks for calling. Firefighter. That's fun.
Yeah,
That was hot. You got that guy driving that fire truck when I went to drop you off today.
Yeah, he was hot.
Woo wee.
He was hot.
Okay.
Start the call.
Smoky.
Hi, you're live on Guys We Fucked. What's your name and what's fucked up about you? Or what do you need help with?
Hi.
Carson.
What's your name?
Carson?
Carson.
Ooh, cool name. What's
Hi,
going on,
Carson.
Carson?
Thank you. Hi. Yeah, I've been in a relationship for about 8 years now, and recently I have been feeling the ick.
Oh.
It's over.
My boyfriend and I, somewhat recently, we had a conversation that, I don't know, it came about, like, why do you love me or whatever, and I
After
gave all
8
these, like,
years?
nice reasons. Yeah.
It was the first time?
Well, no, but he's very insecure, so he likes to hear why I love him or
He wants
whatever.
reassurance, yeah. That happens.
You're right. So it came up, and I was like, well, you're, like, very smart, and you were, like, passionate, and blah, 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 and I give all these really nice reasons, and I was like, well, why do you love me? And he goes, well, I love you because you take such good care of me.
And then someone said, I've been listening to Guys We Fucked.
No, ma'am. No. That's it?
That's like what you write your Mother's Day
my
card.
God. Exactly. That's what's already written in a Mother's Day card.
And it's so funny because I wouldn't even write that to, like, my mother. That's not the reason I like her. Like, I like her because I like my mom because she's a cunt, honestly. I like Happy Mother's Day. No one could get in a fight in the post office for no reason like you. And I really respect that.
Did you
Jersey
talk?
strong.
So, yeah, I guess I don't know, can I come back from this? Like, what do I do? I've been in a relationship with this person for 8 years. We live together. We have, like, had a nice life together. But, like, the only fucking reason you can come up with that you love me is that
Yeah,
I take care of you.
I'll give him some credit, and like maybe he was on the like maybe I don't know, maybe was he drunk or was he tired or what, or were you like fully awake at 2 p.m.?
Christina Brightside Hutchinson at it again.
No, I mean, that's like been a theme, I guess.
Was he like driving off the road and he needed to save a kitten, or what was happening?
Or were you administering CPR to him as you were asking him this question?
Like, got to call
care of me.
Wait, I have a question for you. Did you?
Yeah.
What was your response to him saying that? What did you say to him in response to that?
I honestly don't even really remember. I was just like, oh, is that it?
Yeah. And then he said, did he say yeah, or did he just kind of trail off?
No, he was like, well, no. There's many other reasons, but like he couldn't come up with anything else.
He goes, there'll be an addendum later.
This isn't the fucking U.S. Constitution.
Oh, you caught me off guard.
Relationship.
What do you expect me to say, lady?
Okay.
Real cliffhanger.
Now, you have the opportunity to use this as an out for the relationship if you're not really feeling it anymore. Are you not really feeling it anymore? Like, how do you feel about him?
Yeah, like
when
was
somebody asks,
this?
"Oh, are you seeing somebody? What's he like?" Like, what do you say? Do you gush over him? Are you madly in love, or how do you feel about him?
Well, that's the struggle, right? It's like, I don't know. I've like been
He's aight.
interested in possibly pursuing other things, but like
It's over.
I've like
Pursuing other
brought up
things.
the thoughts of like an open relationship. Not interested in anything else.
Open
like,
relationship,
I
the
need
first
to
step to a breakup in 2022.
100%.
God.
I think it might be fading away. And sometimes people think that they have to have some huge blow up thing happen in order for them to justify ending an 8-year relationship, because there's going to be heartbreak to endure. But God, on the other side of that is like freedom and endless possibility and excitement and growth for both of you separately.
Yeah, the blow up's only necessary if you have a podcast that you need to keep cooking.
You're telling me, Toots.
Right.
And one thing that the therapist woman that I'm seeing lately, she said to me, she goes, you don't have to hit rock bottom in order to pivot. You could just pivot. And I think it's the same in relationships.
Damn.
You don't have to have an explosive ending. You can say, you know what? I loved the 8 years that we spent together. I learned a lot, because you learn so much in relationships. It's fading away for me, but I love you dearly. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, really, like just have the conversation, see where it goes. Maybe he'll give you more reasons other than the way you take care of me. But that might not do anything for you, because
But it's not really about the reasons, is it?
I think you're not feeling it anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, like, like the thing that also you have to remember with that response, even though that response I do agree is disheartening, like, if that's how he's felt and that's the only response he can give, then you have to go, well, I've gone through this relationship with him and he's obviously felt that way for 8 years. So the only thing that changed is the amount of intel that you have. It doesn't change how he is, how you guys reside together, how you guys navigate a relationship. All that changed is the amount of information that you have, which it depends what your mind works like. Like for me, it would fuck me up because of the way my mind works, but nothing actually changed. It's just you now know the answer to perhaps a question you should have asked a long time ago, but not necessarily that you would ever think to, because he's the one who initiated that conversation, because of his insecurities.
Yeah.
And it's also something that, like, we've been exploring a lot lately on the podcast, because it's not something that I necessarily thought of. And it's like, every week we kind of uncover or we peel back another layer of the onion. And, each layer is more disappointing than the next when it comes to the inner workings of heterosexual relationships. And,
like you're digging towards a turd.
Yeah, like if this wasn't how I made my money and my living, I honestly would just probably stop asking questions now, because I don't think I necessarily wanted to know how the sausage was made. Yeah. It has not made my mental health better. So, yeah, but that sucks. But it seems like, there are other reasons, and this was kind of just something like that pushed you to finally start questioning it a little bit more seriously.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Yeah, you're definitely right. I'm 28.
Oh, get out! Get out!
Done.
Run,
You're done.
Run,
You're done.
Run,
You're done.
run.
Go live your life, baby girl.
I thought you were going to say 39, and I was like, really think about it.
Yeah, right.
I spent my entire adult life with this person, so it's tough, right?
That's a beautiful thing, though.
It feels very scary.
It is scary, but let me tell you,
you're gonna grow so much. It's the perfect time.
Your life is waiting for you on the other side of this.
You're still valued by society, even.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't even have to
for like a year.
Yeah. I broke up with my ex when I was 30, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
you had it a year earlier.
You have 2 years where society is gonna do the heavy lifting for you. And it's so you have 2 years to learn how to function on your own and love yourself.
Go enjoy it.
You don't even need. I mean, this is a gift.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, you'll just date another guy who gives you the ick.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I ask? It's definitely an ick. It's definitely an ick.
Yeah. This relationship has ran its course, but that's what you've learned so many beautiful things about each other and about yourself. I'm sure there's no way no one comes out of a relationship with nothing, even if it's an awful relationship. You learn things about yourself and
some come with less. Some come out with less.
Some take your soul from you. Suck it into the core of the earth. But now you know a bit about what you want, and now you have this beautiful opportunity to get to know yourself. And you know what? So does he, and I'm excited for him too, and I'm excited for you.
Yeah, and I also want to say that I think now knowing a little bit more about your relationship, the length, your ages, is he in a similar age range?
Yeah, he's a month younger than I am.
Oh, so you're the same exact age. Okay, so and also the fact that he asked this question to you, seemingly out of nowhere, to me signifies that he is having similar doubts about the relationship. Even though he might feel the same way about you, to me that signifies that he is feeling insecure about the way you feel about him. So you've been showing those signs, and of course, because he's a fucking man in the world, instead of thinking about like how can I fix this, he asked you for reassurance, and that goes hand in hand with the response he gave you about why he loves you. So even in this moment when he's feeling insecure, he asked you yet again to do the emotional labor for him.
Ooh, put them pieces together, girl.
Good at this?
Put them pieces together, girl.
Why am I so good at this, but so bad at relationships?
I don't know.
No, I'm good at. I'm good because I set boundaries.
I feel like for many years, the emotional labor has been done from one party.
Okay, that's a big thing.
And it's not uncommon. You hear us to complain about it all the time. I mean, this is not like a complaint that the Guys We Fuck podcast made out. Scroll through any feminist account on Instagram, and it is a heavily talked about topic, and I think one that is coming to light more and more as the years go by, because as we talked about a couple episodes ago, I think a lot of women feel like it's only them, and they feel embarrassed to talk about it because because women so often
don't want to feel like a failure.
We don't want to feel like a failure, and we also want to make this have this perception that everyone does, that is genderless, that we are doing well, and that includes having a boyfriend or a husband that we can be proud of. And so we don't want to talk about all the shit that's going wrong and all the ways in which they are failing us.
You are psychic.
Thank you. That's the only thing I've been working on this year is my intuition.
But there's also a plus side of this. So the next relationship you enter, you can do the legwork. I mean, as much as you can. You can't control the outcome. People change their mind, or they put on a face, or they put on a mask of their best behavior. But you can say something when you do date again, because you will. You could say something that's really important to me. I've noticed in my past relationship, like I did a lot of the emotional work, and I'm only really interested in a partnership that is mutual. And these are the ways that I would love, these are my needs, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that's why I loved, maybe you even want to read their book. I didn't read it yet, but I just love their content. The Vanessa Bennett and John Kim, I think, are a couple that really talks about sharing the emotional labor in a relationship. Yeah. So if you listen to that episode.
The angry therapist and his wife?
The what? The angry therapist and his wife? Yes. So I think that, like, if, because sometimes it's helpful to have, like, a little bit of guidance. I mean, even, with doing this show, I still like to look for guidance from other people, like, to make it seem like, I'm like, does anyone have any idea what's going on? The answer is no. Yeah. But I think some people are closer than others.
Mm-hmm. I hope that helped.
Yep. It did. Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you. I love you guys. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Any fun comments?
Let's check. No.
Good comedic timing, Mike. That was very funny. That was very funny.
We're getting a lot of calls.
Press 1 to start the call or 2 to decline.
And
the call will start
as usual, guys, like, you're watching the live stream, so if we're on the phone with someone, don't call because we don't have a big board
Hi.
here. It's just Christina.
Hello, you're live with Guys We Fuck. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Hannah.
Hi, Hannah. What's going on in your life?
Well, I am, like, fighting with my best friend because she did something really fucked up with my relationship.
What'd she do?
She spilled the beans that my boyfriend was going to propose to me in front of my boyfriend and I.
Was she drunk?
No.
Wow, that's fucked up. Is that something that's very her? Like, does she do that?
Kind of.
That's so Miley.
Right, like...
she's, like, kind of belittling to me, which, like, I put up through, like, 7 years.
Yeah,
but now I'm just kind of over it, but I don't know how to end the relationship.
So have you talked to her about how it upsets you the way she talks to you?
We talked after she did that, but she made herself into the victim the whole time.
Okay.
And then proceeded to tell me that me and my boyfriend have communication issues.
Okay. All right. So she's projecting.
And she's also, I think part of this is that she's jealous that that you're getting proposed to. Whether it's because she wants to be proposed to or because he's closer you a little bit more.
Right. Either way, it's not okay. And because you've brought it up to her, because you gotta at least attempt to have the conversation, communication. But if she's doing that, she's kind of stonewalling any progress that you guys can make. I would suggest like, hey, I just need to take a break from you for a little bit and see how that goes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, everything now that we talk about turns into a fight for literally no reason. Like she asked how Thanksgiving was. I said good, and then she that wasn't good enough for her because I didn't explain like what I did for Thanksgiving.
Okay, yeah, this relationship. Okay, so like a romantic relationship, a friendship can run its course. I'm speaking as somebody who had a 15-year-long friendship that was running its course for the last couple years. This is so deja vu. I would say ask her to just take a break from communication for a little bit so that you have time to kind of gather yourself, and then you could come back to her with like a like with your thoughts organized, because you want to be respectful, because you don't want to, she seems sensitive and and you want to be as respectful as you can. But I would say take a break from her.
And just like, and you can just, you have all the information you need. Like you say, on top of ruining the proposal, and I mean, use nicer therapy language. I'm just talking,
I'd be
quickly
so
here.
Fucking pissed.
Yeah, but you still want to be like, you want to be you do want to be respectful, and even though she wasn't respectful to you for so long, and so say that you're upset about the proposal, and then also just what you just said to us. It's like it just seems like we have a communication barrier right now, and every time we talk, it turns into a fight, and I don't want it to be like that. So maybe let's just take a breather and see how we feel in X amount of time, whatever you think. Maybe like a month, it might be good.
Yeah, take your emotions out of it. State all the facts
in the new year.
You're presenting your case, and it's very clear that if you wrote these bullet points down on a piece of paper and showed them to anybody, they'd be like, sounds like your friendship is crumbling and you guys aren't compatible for each other anymore as friends, which fucking sucks. It's painful, but it must be done.
A lot of pain, but
yeah. But you know what? I will say, when you remove a friend from your life, it's very painful. I think it's more painful than a romantic breakup. However, one of the really beautiful things about that is you're making room for somebody else to come into your life that's going to be an even deeper, more meaningful friendship.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, have a good day or night or whatever. Oh,
that pissed me off. But then I was also thinking, and I was like, I didn't want to say this, but I was like, also like, a proposal, I mean, like, unless she like spilled exactly what was going to go down. I mean, like the fact that someone's going to propose to you really shouldn't be a surprise in 2022. That's like a very archaic, like you should have talked about it. It shouldn't be a surprise that you want to get married.
Right.
But, like if they ruined,
probably should have picked out the ring.
If she ruined, like if I would imagine they already talked about it, and he like had like her family was going to come.
If she ruined like what actually is going to happen, but the fact that it is going to happen, and I was like, I'm on the caller's side. But I'm like, also, talk about it before you get married.
I also wish I asked her how she spilled the beans. Like, what was her tone? What'd she say?
Yeah.
That does matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because my friend, they're already engaged, so I can, I'm not ruining anything. But they were dating for like 8 years or something, and then they were at my house a couple weeks ago, and he told me, he's like, I'm gonna propose to Alana. And I was like, oh my God, I got so excited. And I was like, leave my apartment now, because I can't, she's going to be like, why are you so...
It stresses me out when people tell me. I go, what the fuck?
It's good practice for me to keep a secret.
I go, God. I was like, I got to fucking keep this. I mean, I'm good at keeping secrets, but
I'm
it's also better. Just like, it makes me feel weird that I know something so personal about something before they know it's going to happen to them. It freaks me out.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like so vulnerable. I'm like, oh my God.
It is vulnerable.
Why did you tell me that?
I love vulnerability. All right, a bunch of people called. Keep calling.
Okay, yeah, you can call.
Number is 917-300-0833.
Yeah, we're due for an insane call. Everyone seemed pretty stable and the problems were good. I was like, where's the insane person who calls with a problem where we go, it's you. Hi.
Come on. We know you're out there. We know you're out there.
Yeah, they probably learned their lesson.
So wait, I have a question, Corinne. Say you're in this hypothetical scenario where you were texting a guy you're seeing and then he didn't text you back like 8 hours ago but he's like looking at your stories. What would you say?
I would text him rest in peace.
That's really funny.
Pick up your
shit. I literally did that to someone after 5 hours the other day.
What did he say anything?
No, but then I saw him in person. I said, "Oh, sorry, your phone's broken."
But you weren't dating the person?
No, more important than that.
Yeah.
I was revered by that person.
Wait, what? Are people
dating even ruder?
Why can't I get up? Why? Hold on. It says
the more in love we are, the ruder I'm being to you.
Wait, what?
Also, checking the chat. Do want to shout out Emma Zeman for saying that she's watching on the phone and her television to increase the streams.
Thank you.
That's what Mike calls it when he pees into that big dong.
Wait, hold on.
Increasing the streams.
Call failed. Wait, what the fuck? What's happening?
How are you doing, Mike? While Christina runs the tech issues.
Weird. Yeah.
I'm doing great, to be honest.
Oh wow, that's so unlike you.
Yeah, I mean everything's going pretty well. Some cool business stuff cooking, and there's somebody that I've been kind of hanging out with lately. That's been really cool. I don't want to say too much and kind of ruin that before it even begins, but
right.
It's been cool. You guys both approve.
Yeah, we saw photos.
I mean, she's hot.
We heard occupation.
Approve. Yeah, right.
We approved it.
Yeah.
Smart gal.
Yeah, super smart gal.
Yeah.
That's.
Here
I've been feeling good about that. Do we have another caller?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
We do.
He was like, please make me stop talking about me. I'm getting so uncomfortable. I loved every moment of it.
Hello, hi. You're live with Guys We Fucked. What's your name? Oh, whoops. I ended it. Sorry.
2 to decline. Press 1 to
Another
start the call or 2 to decline. The call will start at the beep.
Hi, you're live with Guys We Fucked. What's your name?
It's like prison style calls. Hello, you're on Guys We Fucked.
All right, well.
Hi. Prison style calls.
What's your name?
My name's Becky.
Hi, Becky. What's going on in your life?
So I feel like I'm on the...
Oh, fuck. Sorry, Becky.
Becky, call back.
Something's up with my phone. Sorry, Becky.
Sorry, Becky.
I hope we get you.
Press 1 to start the call or 2. The call will start
It's like
at
the
beep.
calls paused and they all came in. Hi, hello. You're live with Guys We Fucked. What's your name?
Oh my God. I went in.
What's going on?
Hi, guys. I love you guys.
Thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
What's going on in your life?
Boy, do I have a story for you.
Let's go, girl.
All right. So I had a best friend, and I've been friends with her for like 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And, okay, so she knows like my whole life, right? That's 10 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
And so one day she's just like, hey, like your friend hit me up. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird because these are the people that I, used to hang out with and like go out with all the time on the weekends.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, oh, well, would you get mad if we started talking? And I was like, well, this is weird because, I mean, you know everything about me and like, I, like, lost my virginity to this person and everything.
Right.
And so, like, in my mind, I was like, why would you ever ask me that,
Also, you're territorial over this friend?
That would be, like, an option, right?
It doesn't hurt to ask. Guys are different than women, so I don't think it's a crime to ask.
Well, the thing is like, she drove me to his house when I hooked up with him, and it was, like, a month prior to that.
Okay, so that's
in
pretty
my
fresh.
mind, I was like,
that's pretty fresh.
So you lost your. So you had more like. Were you just fucking this guy, or did you have something more serious with him?
This was like we were like in a friendship. Like it was like we would go out. So I live in LA, so we would just go out to like the clubs in LA, like go out to bars and stuff and hang out. These were my people. At the time, she was in a relationship where she was with the guy for 5 years.
Okay.
So she would go out with us sometimes, but not all the time.
Okay. So is she developing feelings for this guy?
I guess, but I was oblivious to everything because the only reason she went out with us because she was broken up with a guy for like at least like 5 months or something. And so in my mind, I was like, okay, like you literally drove me to like his house to hook up with him and like everything, and she knew I had some sort of kind of feeling for him.
Okay.
At the time, like she was even trying to root us, you know, to like be together and everything. And so like.
So and then why did it end between you and this guy? Because yeah. So why did it end between you and this guy? And did you talk about that with her?
Well, so the whole thing was I felt weird because there were some allegations about him that came out.
Okay. Oh, and the story.
And they were pretty serious. And I remember at the time when she was trying to like, you know, win the idea of like, oh, like, doesn't matter. I mean, you only lost your virginity with him. Like, it doesn't matter, you know?
Okay.
And I'm like,
it does, though.
You know,
it's
like,
your safety.
It's like, I understand. It's kind of like, yes, I don't care. But at the same time, it's like, why would you want to involve yourself? And this is not the first person that she has hooked up with that I've hooked up with before, too, which is very weird to me. And
that's
important.
It is weird, but it seems like if it's all casual in a friend group, and I mean, I have a skewed perspective because like in comedy, we all hook up with each other. So if I wasn't to talk to anyone or who hooked up with people I hooked up with, even if I had some feelings for them, I wouldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But like for me, what's off limits is you don't date your friends' exes, but you can fuck. But I or fuck your friends' exes. But I think if you were just fucking and you were never in a relationship, that two friends can fuck the same person. I don't think that's a crazy ask. What's more alarming to me is that you seem more concerned that your friend wants to fuck the guy than the allegations. Good point.
Oh well, hold on. So for the allegations part, afterwards I was like, all right. I felt compelled to say, sure, it doesn't matter, even though like it did bother me because that was my friend group that like was gonna get fucked up, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Everything was fine. Like she could just date someone else. Like she just always seems to like want to keep things in a circle, you know? And it like kind of bothered me, and I was like, okay, whatever. I gave it a go. I hung out with them. The whole time she was love bombing me. We went out to like the promenade and something, and she just kept like, I love you. You know I love you, right? Like, and I just got, like, the ick of it, and I was like, ew. Like, she knows, like, it's somewhat wrong.
So she feels fake,
She
fake,
keeps, like, love bombing me, you know?
Right.
She's a little manipulative.
So
she doesn't.
Happened,
yeah.
Yeah, so that happens. I end up going on vacation, and I'm, like, over here, you know, like, road trip mind. I'm like, you know what? Like, living my best life. And then I get a DM from someone with more allegations from this person. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, right now, I was already testing the waters. We hung out that one time and never again. In my mind, I was like, I don't want to do that again.
Right.
It was so awkward. So I sent them to her, and she's like, oh, yeah, he told me about them. She did not give a shit.
That's a lot of women, like, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. That's
not. She did not give a shit. And
yeah.
I was like, ew, if I'm willing to drop this person from being his friend, even though I was hanging out with them often, and, like, she just did not care. And I was like, it made me be like, ew, that's gross, you know? Like, it just felt like she chose him over our friendship.
Right.
And it just...
She chose him over, like, all women, too.
Can I ask you a question? How old are you?
Well, yeah. Oh, I'm 27.
27. Okay. Because I feel like sometimes we have friends in our life that we don't really realize it until it starts really bubbling up and we get fucking bitter and angry and we start hating them. Some friends in our lives are like kamikaze pilots. They are crashing that fucking plane and they have no interest in living a life of like integrity or morality. Maybe it's because they don't know how. Maybe it's because they were never shown love, so they don't know how to connect. And they're kind of going for like how I can affect somebody and connect to somebody is manipulation or like, you know, love bombing or whatever it is. But it doesn't seem like your values and her values align. So my question is, why are you still friends with her?
Oh, I'm not. So where I was left off I was on my road trip, right?
Right.
as soon as like I saw her reaction and she just did not give a shit. I was like, oh hell no! So I literally took her off Find My Friends.
Yeah.
And then
I'll show her.
Unfollowed her on everything, and I just never spoke to her.
Okay, good.
The last time I spoke to her, her dad passed away, and I sent her a message. But
that's nice.
I was just like, damn, like that really.
Yeah, it's
really
unfortunate.
Over me.
Yeah.
I mean, that will happen many, many, many more times in your life. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah, but you did the right thing. You did the right thing, and you ended the relationship because you're going forward with your life without her in it, which is wise. Because and hopefully she'll figure it out.
Yeah, but that's my story. So now I'm just kind of like, damn.
Yeah.
Your friendship down the drain.
You're
so
gonna, you know what? You're making room for new friends, though. I will say, you make room for new friends.
It's also not down the drain. I mean, I think there's some friends that only last, a couple seasons.
Yeah, there are.
And it doesn't mean anything. But you will outgrow some of your friends, and that's just part of life. Like some friends,
it's a bummer, but
never kind of graduate from the feelings that we have in our 20s. Some will never graduate from the 30s. Like everyone is not going to do the amount of work on themselves that maybe you are, you know, and then maybe some people will evolve past you. I mean, that's just part of it.
Yeah. But thanks for calling and sharing your story.
I just that it had to be that way.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
It's a bummer. But we appreciate you calling.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hope your road trip rocked. Talk to you soon. Yeah, that's a bummer when a woman doesn't care.
Yeah, I was like,
you're like, I can't make your priorities for you. So
the lady special at the diner.
To decline, press 1 to start. The call will start at the beep.
My knee hurts so bad.
Hi, you're live with Guys We Fucked. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Nick.
Hi, Nick. What's going on in your life?
Man.
Why you calling?
Hey, what's up? First of all, I love you guys.
Thank you.
I just wanted to give you a call. I'm not sure if you guys have ever talked about this. So my girlfriend, we've been dating for a year. She's amazing. I love her. We live together. We've lived together for the last 6 months. I watch porn all the time, and she does not care. She's not jealous at all. She doesn't really care.
How all the time is all the time? How frequent?
Yeah.
Probably every day. Or every other day. I don't know. Probably every other day.
Like when she's home in front of her by yourself?
Yeah, but when she's home, then, it doesn't really matter. At any time. It could be in the living room. I don't really care.
Do you have a porn? Would you say, would you say this is a compulsion?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably.
Do you want to do you have any interest in altering your behavior, or are you cool with it?
You sound like my therapist right now. She would say the same thing. But yes, I do. I think I do.
Okay, because the one thing about porn is you're not risking any vulnerability, which is why I think it's easier to jerk off to porn than have sex with your girlfriend, which is frustrating as somebody who's been on the other side of that, on the receiving end. It is really frustrating, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't fucking know. You're obviously calling about it, so it's a problem, but does she walk in on you watching porn, or like, does it, okay, here's my main question. Does it affect your sex life with her?
No.
Okay, then I wouldn't give a shit either.
Good. Yeah,
if you're dicking her down,
fucking
watch porn all goddamn day. I don't give a shit. I mean, not all day. That's not balanced.
So because of that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
How many hours?
She really doesn't care. I'm wondering, would you care?
How many hours a day are we talking about? Or is it like a quick, scene a day?
Right.
Am I watching porn?
Yeah, how long?
No, probably like 20 minutes a day.
I think that's fine.
That's like scrolling on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, I was just wondering what you guys thought. If you guys ever, dated somebody who had a problem with porn.
I have, and the reason that the outcome where that would bother me is if you're not fucking me, but you are jerking off to porn all the time, we have a problem. And, that can be worked through. But, like, that's why it makes sense that your girlfriend doesn't care, because if your sex life isn't affected by it, then who gives a shit?
Yeah, I wouldn't care
It's just like scrolling on Twitter, except you got your dick in your hand.
There we go. All right. Well, I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. That was an interesting issue. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. That was a good one.
That was good.
Ryan Driller writes, is he giving...
Wait, the porn star?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Hi.
That's so funny.
Ryan Driller writes, is he giving porn star stats? Then it's an issue.
That's so funny.
That's very funny. That's very funny.
Ryan, thanks for watching.
You're so hot. Hi, hello. You're live with Guys We Fucked. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Brooke.
Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Brooke.
What brings you to calling us?
Okay, so I'm bisexual and my husband's straight, and we're kind of in an open relationship, but just
Kind of.
me, if that makes sense.
But is he okay with that?
Yes, he's perfectly fine with that.
Just you because you're bisexual,
He just doesn't.
right? Or he doesn't.
Or he just doesn't have any interest?
And both.
Okay.
Oh, that's my ideal situation. Go ahead.
He doesn't want. I came out to him like 11 months before we got married, and this is in 2020, like right before COVID hit. I came out to him, and he was like, "Well, I just don't want you to miss out on anything, and I don't want to hold you back from anything."
What a good partner.
But he's amazing about it. Like I question myself. I'm like, how are you this nice? Like,
It exists. It exists.
He has offshore accounts.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm not lucky. But I've been with a woman since, and I've gone on dates with other women, but I'm just really, I guess I just feel really awkward talking to women still because it's so new.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot from bisexual women, that they're much more nervous talking to women than they are to men. That's like a common theme because there's a lot of bisexual female comedians.
Yeah, well, in one way, but one way you can kind of,
intimidating.
well, you can just let them know that. I think they're gonna, if the woman's like a lesbian and like a gold star lesbian, she's probably gonna think that's adorable, and she might even think it's sexy.
Yeah, and I've had friends that are pretty biphobic
Oh,
that
that
were
sucks.
lesbians, and
Ugh.
yeah.
But what
So
you said
they're
they're
always
biphobic
stigma.
lesbians, you said?
Yes.
Well, I think that's coming from a place because there are a lot of people who now like self-identify as bisexual who are really, for the most part, straight. And I think that's just like coming from the, the constant like getting your heart broken as a lesbian. So I think like that's where that's coming from. Not that it makes it okay in any way to be biphobic, but I think like
It's
if
a
you
projection.
understand where it's coming from a little bit more,
It's helpful.
maybe you could the same reason a lot of heterosexual women have an anger towards men. I mean, not me, obviously,
Me
but
either.
other women. Other women are
Not
so
me.
mean to
I'm
men.
fun bitch. I'm down as
Not
hell.
you.
I don't care. I'm very agreeable.
But like, Mike, I guess my main question is like, what's the best way to talk to women?
A dating app. Or a lesbian bar, a gay bar.
Tried that.
Or like a group setting. I mean, because
I wouldn't know how to pick out who's gay and or who's bi and who's
Oh,
not. I wouldn't know how to
like
do
a
that.
gay group setting. But I think that because I would recommend talking. Don't let the fact that many of your lesbian friends are biphobic stop you from approaching lesbians, because I think it's going to be much easier to flirt with a lesbian than another bisexual person who is probably equally nervous at
position as
talking
you.
to women.
Yeah, it's
You
like
need
no
to-
one's gonna make a move.
You need you need a lesbian who's going to take on that masculine energy and pursue you a little bit stronger, at least in the beginning.
And they're out there and they will think that is so fucking hot. I guarantee.
And I don't want to speak for lesbians, but I think based on my knowledge, I think most lesbians, would it's kind of like a running joke amongst lesbian comedians that like they love hitting on straightish women.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think maybe the negative experience you had within your own friend group is like made you a little bit scared. But I would say push that out of your mind and go to a lesbian bar. I don't know what city you live in. Go to a lesbian bar and put
right
yourself
by
out
New
there.
Orleans, so.
Oh, New Orleans. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You set up.
Yeah, and do it that way, because you
I know.
you have to let someone hit on you, because I agree. I can't imagine it. And especially like not only are you just starting to talk to women, but you've also been in a relationship for so long, like you're probably not like super well oiled in like dating and the dating scene right now.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Well,
Good.
thank y'all.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Good luck.
Have fun.
That's so fun.
It's so nice when you're telling a woman to go date other women. I didn't even think to say be safe. I just was like, have fun.
Nah, no.
Have a
It's
good
just
time.
going to be lovely.
Have
And they're
a
going to be
great time.
understanding and listen to you. I mean, not all lesbians, I guess, but I think,
I think lesbians can be dirtbags too, but I'm
Yeah,
not worried about her getting murdered.
Not many.
The call will start at the beep.
Hi, you're live with Guys We Fucked. What's your name?
I'm Matt.
Hi, Matt. What
Matt.
brings you to calling us? What's going on in your life?
I got dumped this weekend, and I was the problem. I heard you guys wanted one where I was the problem.
Oh, were you the problem?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I was definitely the problem this weekend.
Wait. Did he say, and I heard I was the problem? Wait, what happened?
He heard that we wanted people that were the problem.
Oh.
Tell us more,
I felt
Matt.
like your girlfriend called in or something, and I was like, wait.
She has a knife to my neck.
I was like, this is crazy.
What happened?
I got really drunk.
Yep, it was
I started
you.
drinking at like noon the Friday after Thanksgiving. Like we were down at her family's house.
Okay.
And we went out with some of her friends, and like Thanksgiving was lovely. And then like she had some friends come over for dinner that night with her family. And I just didn't like vibe with her friends. I was drinking all day. I got like tired halfway through. The dog ran away. I was chasing it. Like these are excuses, but like.
I mean, that's a stressful
I was
event.
drinking for like 12 hours straight.
Wait, stop. Is
And
the
then
dog okay?
Dog's great. Yeah,
Oh,
dog
okay,
got
great.
back
Okay.
safe.
Great.
Yeah, we got him.
Okay.
And yeah, drinking for 12 hours, you're going to be exhausted and you're not going to want to talk to anybody. I get that.
Yeah, and so then my vape died, and
You are the problem.
Oh, boy.
yeah, no.
And my
the
vape
friends,
died. I just got the ick.
Yeah,
What'd you do when your vape
yeah,
died?
no. So like I just like I didn't think it was a big deal. I asked her for if she could ask her friend, because one of her friends was sober. I was like, oh, could one of them give me a ride to the gas station for a pack of cigarettes?
Yeah, fair.
And she was like, no, I don't really feel like asking them for that.
Okay, also
and
fair.
Then, like, I was like, okay, cool, yeah, like it's fine. But then like nicotine withdrawal started, and we got in a little fight because I was like, oh, I didn't really vibe with those friends. Like, I'm dumb, and I tried to make a joke like, oh, not my favorite of your friends I met so far. Like, and she was like, those are like my oldest friends. And then she made fun of my friends, and we got in like a little fight, and then she went to bed. And then like I just kind of like stirred with my anger.
Yeah,
And
going
then,
to
like,
bed
I woke her
angry.
up, like
You woke her
way
up.
later, and she was like, how do I resolve, because you're angry, how do I resolve this? I was like, I don't know, like I just need nicotine. Like I think I'm just having nicotine withdrawal really badly, and I don't want to be angry at you. Like this is hard, but I was freaking out at the time. And then we got in the car, and she like raised her voice at me, and I like was blackout drunk. I don't remember doing this, but I like apparently screamed. I was like, oh, you really want to fight now? And I slammed the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we made up. Like we eventually like went to bed. Everything was cool. We drove home the next day. Like we had to be cool, I guess. But it seemed like it was all right. And then the next day she was like, I just want to talk more about what happened. And she was like, you need to address these anger issues that you have, which I do. Like I've been aware of them for a while. But
Do you do anything about them other than being aware?
I tried meditation for a while, but like I'm just like that's exactly it. Like I need to
Therapy.
I've started looking in. Yeah, I need therapy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that'll be really helpful. Because that anger, you're not making it up. It's coming from somewhere, and it's a real worthwhile investment to figure out where it's coming from. Do you have any idea where it might be coming from?
Oh yeah, I got like tons of unresolved childhood trauma.
Oh, there you go. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, therapy is gonna, and also, so you might not be in a position. Yeah, you're not in a position right now to be like a good partner, which is totally fine. And people don't realize that until they get dumped or they do the dumping. Yeah. You got some.
Yeah,
so you got some tasks ahead of you.
It's just irritating because this is like the first time we got in a big fight, and like.
How long
so
have
it
you
just
been
feels
dating?
Like 7 months.
Oh, that's why. For when you, it's not enough invested. I would also. I mean, it just depends. Like, you know, and especially if you have these anger issues that like felt unresolved that you've talked about before, and it's like a holiday, so unfortunately stakes are higher.
Yeah.
It also seems like, I don't know, 7 months is like right on the edge. It depends like how family oriented. It also seems like she's. I don't know, like coming home for holidays, meeting a lot of friends, like it's a high stress. That's a lot to ask of another person. I certainly am not comfortable in those situations. So I don't know if like it was your, like if you had a choice, if you or if it was really important to her that you went home, because I would have not gone home that early in the relationship for the holidays. It's too, to me, it's too high. It's too high pressure. But you like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that. It would be, I would have dreaded going, and it's so, because there's so many things that you have to do to impress the person during that time. And yeah, the likelihood of liking all a person's friends are very low.
Very low.
Very low.
Yeah. And then you add, a half a day of drinking on that. You're just not in the space to be patient.
It also seems like between like the fact that your nicotine withdrawal, which you're calling it, escalated that to that high of a level so quickly, I find to be a bit alarming.
Yeah, as somebody who's quit smoking and then started smoking again and then quit and then started, but whatever, it's a fun dance. Unless you were a heavy pack-a-day smoker and you were quitting, I would say yes, there's going to be a lot of anger you're going to experience. But if your vape dies, it's more than that. It's more than a nicotine withdrawal.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you know what it is. It's unresolved childhood trauma issues.
And also, like and also like, what was the thought process behind going to someone's family's house and then drinking for 12 hours? Like, there's some questions about like your own decision making and self control there. Like how old are you?
I'm 29. Like okay. I don't drink that heavily either.
Right.
Okay.
And it was just like we were at a brewery in the morning, and then like there was just like beers in the afternoon, and then the wine at dinner is what got me.
Okay, yeah. So it like snuck up.
It really sneaks up on you. Yeah.
And it's also weird because I just don't come from a drinking family, so like the last place I'm gonna get drunk is when I'm home. I know most people do though.
Yeah.
I can see why she broke up with you, but I would also argue that she puts you in a bit of an unfair situation where there were so many hurdles that you had to cross. But also it's like maybe she was unsure and this was like a test. Girls, we do love tests. We love testing people.
We love it.
Because it seems like there was a lot of things that you had to get through and that were you expected of you this weekend and a lot less of her. So you had a lot more opportunities to fail this weekend, and you did, and that's fine. But it seems like, was there a discussion of like what her Thanksgiving looks like, what kind of things you would be doing? Like, did she like pressure you to go? Like, how did the pre-Thanksgiving conversations go?
I've met her family before, and like I wasn't afraid of meeting her family. I think holidays just kind of get me because I come from like a broken home.
Right.
It's just in the back of the mind type thing.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, like she has a really nice family. This would have been cool. Like.
Yeah. Sometimes it really stings to watch a healthy family exist.
Yeah, and then I just like felt left out during dinner because her friends knew her parents too, and I was just like on the sidelines.
Yeah. That all makes sense. How do you view the breakup?
Like, I understand completely why she did it. Like, I was the asshole 100%.
Yeah.
She said she needs space, so I'm just not going to text her or like,
wise
call her or anything. And
do the thing she asked for.
I really miss her dog. Like, I love that dog.
I wouldn't lead with that.
Yeah, don't tell her that. But yeah, that's, fair.
Yeah, and the good thing about dogs is there's more of them.
Yeah, you should get a dog. But dog's really helpful if you got trauma. Woo-wee.
I also think because you guys are still in your 20s, I will say, as someone who had a nice childhood, if she has had a nice childhood, which it seems like she did, and you are still really, really in the depths of handling that, we don't know. We don't
like the person with a nice childhood.
You have
really
to be very clear and tell us. We don't.
So hard.
We have no idea.
Yeah.
We don't know. It doesn't. We don't know. Like to us, if you had a bad childhood, that's something that you would talk about at length and specify. And if you don't, we'll assume you had a good one. So I don't know if you talked about that at length, and because then.
No, not at length. Like I had a like really weird situation where I like lived. Like kind of alone in an apartment from 13 to 16 that I've gotten into with her.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you just need to. I just think you need to just put a pin in relationships and figure some of this stuff out because
you got to develop the relationship with yourself, and part of that is going to be some excavating.
Yeah, this is a lot to go
I gotta
through.
say, as somebody who's done it recently, it's going to be. There's a likelihood it's going to be very painful, but god damn, is it worth it? Because then you're getting to know yourself better, and you're going to be the person you want to date, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's just about time. Like, I tried, like, one of the apps. I'm not going to say anything because one of them's a sponsor, and that didn't work out.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, like, they always say, like, you know,
some of them suck.
Therapists are like dating. Like, you can't just, like, don't necessarily, like, commit to the first therapist that you meet.
Yeah, because the likelihood of you vibing with the first one is low if you think about it. And then it may be asking for somebody that specializes in trauma.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the plan. I was thinking about doing some, like, anger management classes.
Yeah.
I can't really afford therapy right now, so I think, like, I was looking into, like, there's one that meets on Tuesdays near me. It's, like, pretty cheap to go, so.
Perfect.
Most therapy, though, look it up, like, on, I think, like, what is it, like, psychology, is it, like, psychologytoday.com or something? There's some place where you can always go to look through therapists locally because a lot of therapists do sliding scale based on income. Mm-hmm. That's very common. If you live in a major city, if you don't, I wouldn't know as well.
There's so much value to a group setting too, if you can incorporate that, because hearing other people deal with anger issues and like some are going to be worse than yours, some are going to be way less worse. And it's so helpful for perspective.
And I think some books on anger, like, you know, do a little Googling and find out like what are really liked books on anger management. And then also like there's probably support groups online, which I know seems so like 1995 of me to recommend. Helpful. But I love reading threads online about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing some online reading for the past few days. And
there's probably some good podcasts too on anger management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't worry about you. You're going in the right direction, and you have the self-awareness to heal yourself, and it sounds like that's exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah, and like the person that broke up with you, I just don't think I got to be honest, I don't think they're equipped for this relationship now, and it's not even
nothing,
like even
it's
though
not
like,
good or bad.
Yeah, even though the incidents of this weekend may be your fault, overall, I think it's just like it's not a match. It doesn't seem like, you know.
Yeah, it was kind of looking that way for a little bit too. So
yeah.
I'm hurting, like, because I was working on, like, we had talked about those issues, and we were working on other issues that weren't necessarily my fault, but
yeah,
it's also unpleasant when it feels very lopsided, when it feels like most of the issues, you know, are things that you need to work on. That doesn't feel great in a relationship.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, well, yeah, it wasn't even like, it was just, she's a PhD student, like, she's a busy girl, like,
yeah.
So it was just like allocating time, and like I got anxious attachment basically. So
yeah. And then she just kind of doesn't have time and like is not looking to give you. It's just not a match, unfortunately.
Can't meet each other's needs at this moment, but you're gonna meet your own needs.
So you'll start the new year fresh and good.
Hell yeah! Thanks for calling.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Anything else from Ryan Driller?
No.
Damn.
Unfortunately not.
He's just sending dick pics to the group.
Oh, hell yeah.
Incredible.
I mean, you could watch it online, but it's better when
it feels personal. Yeah.
The call will start at the beep.
Hi, you're live with Guys Who Fucked. What's your name?
Hey, my name's Leah.
Hi, Leah. What brings you to calling us?
Poor Becky.
Yeah, so I just wanted to I just wanted to chat a little bit about OCD, if y'all feel comfortable to talk about it.
I don't give a shit.
Depends what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I live with my partner now who has pretty severe OCD. And I'm familiar with what that looks like. Growing up, my father had really severe OCD.
Wonder how that
associated like PTSD because he was a vet.
Oh God, Jesus.
Yeah. And anyway, he's great. He's worked really, really hard to like welcome me into the home that we share together, and he's like done a lot of things to change the space and sort of get more comfortable with the idea that myself and my cat are in the house with him now.
So you moved in with him. Got it.
Yeah. I moved into a house that he had like contamination proofed, you know?
Oh wow.
And
Okay,
he has
so
his, like, systems and his ways. Yeah. It's very, very particular. Anyway, I'm trying to be supportive. Obviously, like, this is a thing he has to sort of work through on his own. And I do understand to an extent. But man, there are times I come home and, like, I can tell that he's stressed or something that day, because random objects throughout the house, I'll notice, like, they develop these little, like, islands, right? Like, I can tell if something has been touched, and it gives him, like, a weird feeling, because stuff will just be on, like, little paper towels throughout the house so that they're not touching the furniture or the tables or whatever. And so there's, like, a lot of walking on eggshells that happens. And yeah, I know that Corinne has talked a lot about how, like, she just doesn't really want to live with another person. You've talked about that extensively.
Have I?
But I would just like to hear your ideas. Like, if you have any.
I mean, my foot was in my head walking through the front door out back to my car when you said contamination proof. So that's where my mindset was at. Also, I mean, keep in mind, you know, OCD. There's a spectrum.
Levels.
Mine is a lot. This is a severe. This is an A&E level OCD, and it's concerning to me that it's still at this level and you are living with him, because this is going to, like, you're talking about this. My OCD was flaring up just listening to it. I've dated someone with OCD that was worse than mine, and it was really, really difficult when we shared a space. And I'm talking about, like, a hotel room for one day. I would have to be like, you need to leave. No one's going to die. Like, you have to leave now. Because I knew exactly what he was doing. And I was like, you have to leave the hotel room and stop checking. You have to.
Yeah. Well, there's a show on Netflix, a docuseries called How to Change Your Mind. And it's hosted by this author, Michael Pollan. And there was one episode, each episode covers a different psychedelic, but in a therapeutic setting, which is a very important thing to stress. And there was one episode, I don't know if it was acid or mushrooms. It was one of the two, but go watch it. This guy has such severe OCD, and he was telling his story, and you're like, motherfucker, oh my God, I feel so bad for you. Like, how do you live your life? Oh, what a miserable existence. His relationships were getting fucked up. His personal, romantic, familial, work relationships. I'm like, oh, you poor baby, because he doesn't meet, I can't imagine what goes inside your head when you have OCD, but, like, you're not doing it on purpose.
The same
right?
thought over and over is the answer.
That sounds terrible. But he did either mushrooms or acid in a therapeutic setting. And
it's mushrooms, definitely not acid. Because there's a comedian with OCD who has a show about a one-person show about this.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to look. I'm just trying to think of his name.
I would recommend you watch this episode.
I would love to know what it is.
Watch this episode. It's called How to Change Your Mind on Netflix. The one about psilocybin. This guy, you hear his story and you're like, what the fuck? He does one therapeutic dose of psilocybin, and his 28 years of the most severe OCD that I've ever heard went away. So methinks that there's at least potential in another healing modality, because it's certainly not pleasant for you, but it's also very unpleasant for him. I can't imagine that's a fun place to exist inside that man's head.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely needs medication, and psychedelics are. I don't love to recommend psychedelics for everything, but for OCD, it is very for years on the books that it is helpful for obsessive compulsive disorder. I mean, when I use psychedelics, like, it hasn't cured anything long term, but it's certainly, like, it just gives you the peace to live in the moment, which is very nice when you have OCD. Sorry, I think we feel like we cut you off a little bit though. Is there more to the question?
No. I think those are really great thoughts. Thanks for saying all that. I think, like, it is such a really difficult condition to live with and, like, explain, because OCD is a spectrum. It manifests in so many different ways. And, like, I think part of the reason why maybe there hasn't been more progress until this point is because it's embarrassing. Like, it's shameful sometimes to try to explain, the way your brain works when you're having these, like, episodes. And so it can be quite isolating. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm just trying to stay really compassionate about it, but man, there are times where I really just want to, like, put things away in their homes and like invite people over.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree with you, but also just keep in mind the same way as
he probably wants that too.
You also wouldn't want to, like, if you think of it a little bit in the terms of, like, addiction. So the addiction is not beer or drugs. The addiction is needing to have certain things in a certain place.
there is a certain level of compassion that you should have, but you also can't continue to enable this person in all their obsessions and compulsions, because that is also not helpful. And I'm talking as someone who has OCD, who has dealt with people with a more severe level of OCD. And like, so I feel obviously bolder in being a little bit more curt with those people because I have it. I'm suffering in the same way. But I also, that gives me like to know, like, you can stop right now. You're letting the anxiety take over and you're not stopping, but you fucking can. And there's absolutely nothing that will happen. We both know that in our logical minds, because there's your logical mind and then there's your OCD mind, and those are two minds. And yes, sometimes if you've had OCD your whole life, it is unclear to even me sometimes if it's my OCD mind or my regular mind. But when I'm observing someone else, it's pretty easy to pick out, especially with compulsions. Obsessions are harder because they're happening in your head. But it seems like this person has a lot of compulsions based on like the placement of things in the house. And I mean, just the fact that he went out of his way to get a whole house done, a whole house catered to his OCD. Like, how long have you been dating?
About 3 years now.
Okay, so a long time. And like, what was the effect on your life when like you would spend a night together, or like what was that? What did it look like?
Yeah. So, this actually flew under the radar, and he was able to keep it to himself for a really long time, because for the first couple of years, anytime we hung out, 9 times out of 10, he would just like come over to my apartment that I had on my own.
Okay.
Which I didn't mind because my life was crazy and I preferred to be in my own space anyway. The house that he got was like under renovation, and so that kind of made sense. But yeah, now we share the space together and it's out in the open, and I understand what he's going through. And I think the reason why I feel cool to continue to go through this with him is because we did have an initial boundary early on where I was like, hey dude, like, I know you have these compulsions and these rules for yourself, and I wish that wasn't the case, but my one boundary is that like you can't put your rules on me.
Great.
Like, they don't dictate my behavior.
Very good boundary.
And so that's been going okay so far.
Yeah.
But we do share the space together now, and I would like for him to be less anxious and be more healthy. We kind of had to have like a little family intervention where his parents were getting on his case about this behavior the other day, and I had to be like, hey guys, like that's not helping, like,
right.
He's not just particular, like this is a thing he's struggling with.
Yeah.
And no, it's not rational, and please don't ask me to explain it. But like,
it's also weird that they kind of like haven't familiarized themselves with like this disorder that their son has. That's strange.
Well, low key, I think everybody in that family has some version of it. And so more context too, like I'm autistic and I come from a family of people who are also like same brain. And so I clock this about other people really quickly when I meet them. And I love his family so much. But first thing I noticed was that they all have like something going on. You know what I mean? And so I think for them in their own environment, it's like when you're in the fish tank, it just seems totally normal. But actually it can be quite disabling.
Yeah, because for me, it seems like this space, like that he almost created a haven in which he can in which these behaviors are like exacerbated, like he can really run with the OCD in the space, and that's what it feels like to me. That being said, I remember very clearly the first time that I got my apartment, the first like 6 months I had my apartment, and the first time I lived alone and had my own space, it was torture because I hated having anyone in my space. I was the first time I had anything nice of my own, and like it drove me crazy when someone like sat on my couch or moved something. Oh, and I'm not even someone who like, I don't even like care about having a clean home. That's like, I think that's like just like so low on my list of things that are important of life. I'm not talking about like, shit on the floor, but I'm talking about like things in their place. That's not the kind of OCD I have at all. But it was just like, I remember like my boyfriend coming over and like moving stuff, and it drove me fucking nuts. I mean, I think part of that was also the first time in my life I had something nice that was mine after like years and years of living with roommates in New York City. But it is like, if this was like, how long has he lived in this space himself?
Maybe like 2 years now. He was in the house for a year by himself before I moved in.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's the fact that the new person is in there, because I was like, no, you give him like 6 months to be in this space alone, but he's already gone past that. And then, I mean, my OCD would be out of control if someone moved in with me. It's But it's like I would have known that and just not had a person move in with me, you know? So it's like if you didn't pressure him to move in, right?
No, actually no. And so like he was the one who made all of the gestures to get me to move in with him. Like he cleared out a room and he was like, listen, because I didn't want to move in with him at first. I wasn't like ready for that. And he was like, no, like let me show you that I can carve out space for you in like a shared place together. Like, yeah, this is my house, but like, you know what I mean? This can be like your space and your room and whatever. And so, yeah, but now we've been together for, you know, X amount of time. And I would love to be able to just have our friends over and know that my cat can like be heard using the litter box and then have it not induce a meltdown. You know what I mean?
Of course. Is he in therapy?
On and off.
Yeah, OCD, unless it's cognitive behavioral therapy is not very helpful for OCD.
Oh, okay.
It can only be CBT. And that is a very expensive and niche therapy. But yeah, I mean, this seems really severe. Like I if he's not on a medication, I'm surprised that he's not on some type of medication. And I'm not a big fan of medication in general, for mental things.
Sometimes it can really help.
But this is like highly impacting his life. Although it did make me feel better that you kind of like didn't notice that much for the first 2 years. So to me, it says like, and I really understand that like new space, someone coming in on your space, like that is a OCD fucking nightmare. Oh. It's a fucking nightmare. But you're doing all the right things and just, And like, so my one note is be compassionate, but don't be too compassionate because we do have control over this and we can stop. And sometimes it's almost like you're in like a blackout. You get in like an OCD blackout where you got to do all these things. And then if someone just says, oh, you're doing this OCD, you're tapping this thing. Why are you feeling anxious? And it kind of like gets you out of it.
Tethers you back to the ground.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you saying that because I'm definitely, I think, in that space where the empathy and the compassion is so deep that I can almost convince myself of the rationale for anybody else's behavior. And then that goes so far as to like explaining it and allowing it. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. You don't want to rationalize any of these because they're completely irrational thoughts. Okay. So that's just you being an enabler. And I think it's a real benefit when you're observing these behaviors with a non-OCD mind because you're never going to recommend anything that's harmful to him. So it's like, you know, if he doesn't have this jar here, his mom's going to die. No, she's not. And if she does die,
it's not 'cause that jar.
It is a mere coincidence. There is absolutely no, and that's what immersion therapy for OCD is. They do things, you know, they say, oh, if I touch this can, everyone in my family is going to die. And then they make you touch the can and then you call your family and they're all still alive. So that's literally what the therapy for OCD is. So so it's easy because it's something that you can make this recommendation for this jar to go back in the cabinet and there will be no negative result from that. And if by chance there is, it is only that, it is only chance. So it's kind of like it gives you a lot of freedom to recommend things that there's almost a 0% chance of you harming him in any way.
Yeah, well, while we seek out a specialist who can guide him through this kind of stuff, that's actually really great for me to kind of more mindfully like respond when I see this kind of stuff happen. Like if I see him starting to freak out about touching a thing, I'm going to be like, no, I'm touching a thing. It's going to be fine. Like you'll see, it's going to be fine. Don't shit your pants. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. And if you come home and like 8,000 things are on paper towels, you just go, okay, he's having a high anxiety day and maybe say, oh, I noticed 8,000 things on paper towels. What's how's your day going? What prompted this? You know, and depending on your relationship, a little humor could go a long way.
Humor it will always help if you can inject it.
Yeah. Well, if he'll accept teasing from anybody, it's me. So I feel okay about all that. Thanks for talking with me about this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks for calling us. Good luck. Take care.
Yeah. Thanks.
Aww. I love OCD things. I find it fascinating.
Yeah, that's got to be awful to be in your head like that. That's got to be.
It was literally me. She was explaining the fucking positioning, and I was like, oh my God, I'm getting anxiety even fucking thinking about this. This is a nightmare. But yeah, I had a boyfriend. I had a boyfriend last year with OCD, and I was just like, we're leaving the hotel room now.
All right.
Or 2 to decline. Press 1 to start the call or 2 to decline. The call will start at the beep.
Hi, you're live with Guys We Fucked. What's your name?
Holy fuck.
Can you turn the video down or your TV or your YouTube down?
Definitely. Yeah, I just turned it off, actually.
Sick. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Bree.
Hi, Bree.
Hey,
what
Bree.
brings you to our phone line?
Oh my gosh. First of all, thank you ladies for existing. I love your podcast so much. Just want to get that out of the way.
Thanks for listening. We
Thank
appreciate you.
Awesome. Well, I actually have kind of a good story. I know Corinne's been waiting for a good relationship story for quite some time.
Real snooze fest over here.
No, I love it. Give it to me.
Okay. So I've been with this guy. We actually met on a dating app, funny enough. Never did those things before. He's a diamond in the rough. Really good stuff.
But
Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
no, nothing. You paused.
Maybe she wanted a round of applause.
Oh, yay! You did it, girl.
Anyways, so he's really nice. He's really great. We give each other space. We're independent with each other. We live our own lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we, live our own lives. We do our own thing, and then we come together. We have a really nice schedule. We see each other 3 times a week, sometimes a little bit less, depending on, our lives and our situations and stuff.
Nice.
He's a really great guy. So, anyways, there's always one thing, isn't there?
At least one.
Many times a listicle.
Yeah. A BuzzFeed article, if you will.
It's honestly not even that big of a deal, but in my girl brain, especially when I'm PMSing, man, it's a big deal.
I hear you.
So, this is what it is. It's super silly. He is not really into social media. He doesn't like it. He is not really on it very much. Therefore, he doesn't post me, right?
Right.
He doesn't do anything like that. And it's so silly to feel inadequate in that, because everything else in our relationship is great. The sex is great. The communication is great. He emotionally understands me, and we really, really vibe in a way I've never felt with someone before. So I don't know why I feel so absolutely devastated, especially when I'm on my period.
Yeah. So to me, I think there it could be gnawing at an insecurity in you that predates him.
Yeah, and I think it could be too. I've had a lot of childhood trauma and stuff, and I have worked that in therapy and things like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a deep inadequacy, and I do feel like social media is so it's good, and it's also a bit of a cancer.
It fucks with it. It's a total fucking cancer. I mean, there's a couple accounts I follow that are good news movement that I love that make me cry tears of joy. But here's the thing: if you are not, no one comes into a romantic relationship 100% whole. I really don't believe that. So we all have our shit, right? But it seems like you have something that's maybe buried deep in you. Maybe it comes up to the surface when you think about the fact that he doesn't post about you online, when the reality is that doesn't mean jack shit. And you know that, but it's hard to decipher that gnawing feeling inside of yourself, because it's that I'm not good enough little space in your stomach or in your chest that's getting poked. And it's hard to ignore that.
It is.
I mean, I find it
cope with.
I think it's annoying that he doesn't. So it's like you say, okay, so it's like if there would be one thing if he just didn't have Instagram, but what you're saying is he has an Instagram, he's just, not on it a lot. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. He hasn't posted since last year, and he doesn't ever post stories. He's just not into it.
Yeah, I get it.
I can't really blame him for that.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
I blame him for that.
Kind of jealous.
Yeah,
and at the same time, it's inadequacy.
But how many followers? He probably doesn't have that many followers. So if he posted, who the fuck would even see it? You?
His mom.
Who are I think it's a little bit different.
Under 1,000 followers.
Right.
What would it do for you if he did post about you?
I think it would just be him being proud of me. You know what I mean? I feel like
okay.
that's the one feeling that sometimes I feel is lacking.
Yeah.
Everything else, honestly, ladies, never, ever, this is going to get a little raunch, never let a man come inside of me before. I lived with a man for 2.5 years, and I knew that he wasn't my end goal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of fucked up a little bit, but I never have been this open and vulnerable.
Aww.
And in love with someone before.
Oh, and it's scary. That can be a little scarier. Yeah.
Yeah, you feel
It's higher stakes.
So that makes sense, but I mean, I think if you think about it logistically, so it's like I could see why you would feel this way if, like, social media plays a little bit more, I think, into our lives because it's such a big part of our lives, and so we're 100,000 people following us, or whatever, and so then, like, if I'm posting a boyfriend and he's not posting me, I'm like, fuck no, that's not happening anymore. But like, if he has like under 1,000 followers, it's like all the people who are following him know you and know that you're dating already. So it's like you don't need Instagram because you have real life. So I think rather that we got to the root of it, it's like you don't feel that he feels proud of you, and that's the one problem. So I think he needs to just maybe have a talk about that and display it in real life a little more. I don't think posting a meaningless picture of you is going to help this in any way, and it feels like
it's true.
Yeah, it's just a trophy on the wall.
It also comes from the fact that, like, I'm in the entertainment industry, and he, the entertainment industry is pretty evil, and I understand it is pretty evil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And he doesn't want to like involve other people in our business, and I get it, and it's the healthiest relationship I've ever been in, and I feel like I just do need to let go of that. It's the only problem in our relationship, and I tell you that honestly.
It's not a bad one. And sometimes when the relationship's so good, so vulnerable, you feel so seen, it's scarier.
So do you have like fans following you?
It is. Yeah, I do.
So there you go. So that's why I was kind of giving you from our perspective, because I'm like, I don't see the problem here unless you're in the public eye, but you are in the public eye, and so there's the issue. And so also, I mean, because are you like a performer, like an actor or something, where like you're getting attention for a living?
Yeah.
So that's like part of your love language. Then 9 times out of 10 becomes getting this attention from other people, and it's extra annoying. I would say almost when you're getting. I know I feel this, like when you're getting attention from all these people and you're adored by all these people, and then it's like the one person you want attention from is not giving you attention.
So true.
It's so fucking annoying and ironic and irritating, and I get that 100%.
I do get that.
But
he
like,
isn't even like commenting on my photos, you guys. Like, is that weird?
But his reason really makes sense. And as someone who has mostly dated other people in the public eye, it's a nightmare, because then it becomes also a dick swinging contest. Like, who is getting more attention, who is more famous. It's been a problem since the success of Guys We Fucked. It's been a problem in absolutely every relationship I've had. A big problem. So I think the reason why it's healthy is because he has such good boundaries around it in a place where maybe you don't have boundaries.
And he grew up in like a really stable, happy family, like brother, sister, two parents still together. I grew up in a very tumultuous household, lots of abuse, lots of like survival instincts.
Sure, I don't necessarily think this one goes all the way back to childhood. Honestly, I think this is a little bit more like in the moment. But yes,
it's FOMO.
Yeah, and I'm sure, because I mean, to me, this is a direct correlation now, knowing that you're in the entertainment business, to that. And I mean, maybe the reason you're in the entertainment business is because of the childhood trauma, but that's a different pathway for a different day.
Give me all the adoration.
Like, it is.
Yeah.
It is the reason. Like, it pulled me out of my depression as a child, and I like want to do that for other people. I get them through.
So like, if he posted a picture, you would like maybe share it on your account, and like then your fans would see like her boyfriend posted about her, like that.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, unwanted little like comments, like, oh, like they're not really that serious, like just stupid.
Do not read the comments. Stop reading the comments.
Don't take that seriously.
Don't
read the comments. I know.
But when you already have like this deep anxiety, like even if it's not deep, if this little inkling of like, is it fucked up? And then someone comes along that you don't even fucking know, that's like, oh, is it fucked up? And you're like, it is fucked up. And you get carried away.
Listen,
don't let that happen.
People on the internet are very good at figuring out what your insecurities are and then putting them in a comment. And that's going to continue. The more you succeed in your career, that's just only going to get worse. So you nip that in the bud right now, because that's going to overtake your fucking life if you let it. People hate to see other people succeed. People hate to see joy. That's me blowing a kiss to all of you. But so don't let that get in the way. And I think maybe you just have to have a conversation where, because I agree with his boundaries, and I don't think him starting to post about you and his heart's not in it is the answer to this. But I think there just has to be something else that he does that makes you, that makes you feel like he's proud of you in your off Instagram life.
It's funny because he does everything like just beautifully and right, and it just flows with me organically in everything that we do, and I
Right.
do feel like he's proud of me and seen and held, and I just don't feel that when we're not together because of the missing element of like interacting socially online.
So, I mean, are you posting about him?
I posted about him on like our anniversary, on his birthday. His birthday was last week, and
Okay.
I like, wanted to take a picture with him, and he made like a snide little comments like, "Oh, I don't want to like take pictures just so you can post it on Instagram." And I was like, "Listen, you don't have to be the one posting it, but don't make me feel bad for wanting to do it myself."
But this is unpacking a little bit more because, like, he does. I mean, he owns, you know, the rights theoretically to his own face.
True.
And I really,
he can feel uncomfortable about it.
and this actually makes it feel better because I think something that makes me feel better sometimes is like if someone's not posting me, I'm never gonna tell. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna tell someone to not post me, but I'm not going to like post a lot about another person if they're not posting a lot about me. And I'm fine either way. But you know, I've talked about on this podcast many times the fucking epidemic of women posting constantly about their boyfriends and their boyfriends never posting about them. And that's a fucking problem. And I am not okay with that.
Yeah.
It is, and that's why I only do it like twice a year, anniversary and birthday.
But any logical person who's not mad at their own life and their existence would look at your boyfriend's Instagram, if they can even find it, if they're a fan of yours, and see that he's not an online person. He hasn't posted in a year. And anyone who then twists that in their own fucked up brain to mean that you guys don't have a good relationship,
that's their problem.
Has too much time on their hands. Yeah. So I think maybe just like
people have even like screenshotted his old profile on Hinge and sent it to me, being like, "Oh, he's still on it," and he's not.
Nah,
like,
that's just
deleted.
People have done that to me too,
and it's fucked up and a really depressing part of being in the eye.
Yeah, and so again, this is part of it. If this is something you want to continue pursuing, that you just I have no resolution to this, and it bothers me too, and it's disheartening, and it's like, wow, I achieved my dreams, and then everyone else is going to try to shit on them because they're haters. But I think it would also be probably beneficial to the relationship you have with your fans and the relationship that you have with your boyfriend to just really minimally post about him. It seems like he really hates it, and I agree with him on that. If I wasn't in this this industry, you would never see a trace of me online again for the rest of my life, and I would have a great life. It's really bad.
And I do respect that about him. It's like something that's made the relationship healthier.
Yes.
And I realize that when I'm not PMSing, but when I'm PMSing, it's just like a shit show.
Well, sometimes PMS can really trigger your insecurities.
Yeah, get a period tracker, and then you know when it's coming.
Yeah.
And then literally like write a note on your post it and put it on your bathroom mirror that says Instagram is meaningless.
Yeah.
You know?
That'll help.
Honestly, that's a great idea.
Yeah. I love a note on the mirror. Come on.
Love it. Thanks for calling, girl. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies. Love you. I'll see you live sometime soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Guys, that was fun. Thank you so much to
really
everybody who
interesting
called.
questions
Very
tonight.
A good variety.
I really enjoyed these questions.
I had a lot of introspection. While I loved hearing you answer a lot of it was great. It was great.
A lot of things I really can sink my teeth into. I mean, I do love when dumb bitches call and I can make fun of them mercilessly.
Hell yeah,
but I also
their
like
face.
Good challenges.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is probably the best round of calls we've had so far.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I love you guys. You can't pick your fans, and I say this all the time, but I'm constantly appreciative of how much introspection you include in your lives, and it means a lot.
And
Thank
you're very
you for
loyally,
being here.
and we see that we are very loyally. We are very loyal, and we see
we
that
hear you,
in the
we see
numbers
you. Yeah.
in our bank account.
Yeah.
Thank God.
All yours.
Luminary has pointed it out.
We
We appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you.
This
Have a
has
great
been Guys
day.
We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming YouTube exclusive podcast.
Yeah.
Just this episode, not always.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
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 Great.
Oh, wait. End the stream.